and welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back.
Yeah. We last left you guys off where Anthony went over and helped David out in getting his plumbing or flushing his toilet. And
that's right.
Yeah, David was over here a couple days ago and we asked him how it was going, and he is just loving his new lifestyle out there.
Can't blame him having a toilet for the first time, right? Seriously.
Yeah, it's true. And gave my banana bread away as a birthday gift to Gary for his birthday, and he seemed to really enjoy it. I heard that my banana bread was really good, and haven't tried the cucumber or pickles yet, but those will
soon, maybe today. You know, I was thinking about that. Maybe today I'll try.
Maybe today. It's been a couple days. It's been sitting in there, so. Yeah. But today we have something we're going to be doing today that we've been looking forward to doing since we first moved here.
Yes.
And we realized that it gets hot here.
But today we got to start somewhere. Yeah. So today we're going to get going, starting on getting our slab put in for our Mr.Cool condenser.
Yep.
We got to get that done first before we can do anything else, because that thing needs to be bolted down to a slab.
Yes.
Or you don't want it directly on the ground, so we got to get that going. We have the perfect spot for it already picked out.
Yep.
And next week we're going to get everything going as far as all the air handlers and everything else. So.
Yeah, we got Drifting Dreamers Mike coming over to help us out with that. So we got a lot of stuff going on here in the next few weeks, so I say we get started.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Check it out, guys. I don't know if you guys seen, but we did get our Mr.Cool systems in, and we did go pick them up.
Finally.
So we did get, this is a 36K, basically a 3-ton unit. Right? We got 3 air handlers. You got the condenser unit. It's all Mr.Cool. This is what we're gonna have to mount on the concrete slab outside.
Yes.
And the blowers go inside, and everything is going to be ran underneath the house, so it's all nice and neat and looks good and works great. And I'm really, really excited. We did, it's funny, we did pick up a wrong air handler at first.
Yeah.
So when we ordered everything, this is a multi-zone system, so everything needs to be, this is a 230 volt system, everything needs to be compatible with that condenser.
Yeah.
And we actually picked up a single zone air handler on accident, but the beauty of living in a small town, all I did was call up the hardware store and say, hey, I think I grabbed the wrong box, because they look identical.
It's true.
And he went and checked. He's like, oh yeah, I got the multi-zone one back here, just come over and swap them out whenever you can, no problem. And we're just waiting on 2 more little line sets to come in that we ordered, and everything will be here for the whole house, but that's not going to get us stopped from starting what we need to do now. Yes. So we got a lot of stuff to do, guys.
Yeah.
So these Mr.Cools, I've never set one up before in my entire life, but they do pride themselves on being DIY friendly, right? So that's one reason we went with these. Another reason we went with these is because to do like a whole central air system in our house, we could do it, could have done it, but it would just been a lot more work than I wanted personally to do. And these things are awesome. From every video I've seen, every review that I've looked at, everybody loves these things. They're very easy to install. The SEER rating on them is 22 SEER. They're very energy efficient, so for the heating and the cooling, we're going to save a ton of money. They're eventually going to pay for themselves with the savings that we have for our electricity bill. And like I said, hopefully they're going to be very easy to install. They do come with what's called like a pro cable. Has all the wires and everything for the power in this waterproof wire. And so it even says on the box it eliminates the need for electrical conduit. So when I run this under the house, I can just tack it up to the floor joists underneath the house and run it that way. That way it's off the ground, and I don't need to run it through conduit, which is very nice. And these new 4th generation ones, I'm not sure if the 3rd generation did the same, but they come with a smartphone controller, so you can plug this in to the unit. Each one of these has one, and you can control the thermostat with your phone. I know our house isn't that big, but if you're laying down in bed and you don't feel like getting up, you can just grab your phone and turn it up or down, turn the fan on, turn it off, which I think is very, very nice to have. So we went with one of these. Hopefully it's going to be easy to install. Follow along, and if you're curious about one of these, you'll see our struggles with it. or the ease of installing these. This is the outdoor condenser that we're going to have to mount. You guys probably seen these before on the sides of buildings and different things. So this thing's going to get mounted onto a slab, probably around the size of this pallet that's on now. So I'm just going to get measurements of that and go from there, but I'm excited. Well, I don't have my nail gun right now. It's still being borrowed.
Yeah.
I would use my nail gun.
Just like Anthony mentioned, it is very hot, which is another reason why it's super important that we get these Mr. Cools installed here very soon.
Yes.
That little AC unit that is in our house right now, little window unit, it is keeping our house kind of cool, but it's been hot here the last few days, so it's really struggling to keep that house nice and cool. So I'm sure it's trying, and it is noticeably cooler in there when you first walk in, but if you're hanging out in there and cooking and stuff, it gets really hot really fast.
Yes.
So very important we get these installed here.
It's a foot off the house, which is what...
On both sides?
Yeah, is what they say it needs to be.
Yeah, minimum.
Minimum 1 foot, so that's marked where that's gonna be. And just need to...
Good. It's good. I'll go grab your knife.
I got one.
Oh, you got one? Gary was over here just a little bit ago and offering some helpful tips for pouring concrete. And he suggested that we put some plastic just underneath the pour. That way the water doesn't get absorbed in the concrete. And actually, that's a really good idea. So we're going to do that.
Make sure it's level again, we'll be good. So I've never done concrete really, ever. You know that?
Yeah, the only concrete work we've really done was the filling up the holes for the deck.
Yep.
Looks very nice, baby.
Well, for a little pad, it's very easy.
Yeah.
It's a little wetter than I want, but
it will dry very fast because it's sitting right now in the blistering sun.
Yeah.
So
get out here, fly, unless you want to be part of it.
we'll be stuck in there forever. Anthony's cleaning out the tools already, which is good before it dries. We've learned our lesson on that one as well.
Yeah, I try not to.
Yeah, if you clean
concrete and
dry
and gets hard.
Yeah, so. But it looks very, very nice. I was just thinking in my mind, I'm like, maybe we should write something on there, because seeing as how every little project we've done, I've usually wrote the year.
We can, but it's way too wet right now.
Yeah, no, we'll have to come back out here in a little while after it dries for a little bit, and then I'll put, 2023 on there. That's what I've been doing, so I think in my mind, like, maybe when Wyatt's grandchildren or something are tearing apart our house or something, they'll see it and be like, man, my grandparents must have put this in back in 2021, 2022. That was, 100 years ago.
100 years ago.
But hey, it's true, it will be at some point. The baby chicks have been over in their new home for about a week now, and they're growing and they're more adventurous. They're hanging out outside of the hoop coop now, but that brought on another problem. They were able to slip through some of the wire fencing that we had around. We did have some chicken wire up. It just wasn't high enough. They were able to get just above the chicken wire and scoop out or skeet out real fast. So we had to catch the baby chicks. We came out here one morning and there was like 2 or 3 of them hanging outside of the coop, and then we actually have had a couple more sneak out through the back, but we have been able to catch them and put them back in the coop. And Anthony went into town just a couple days ago and did get some more chicken wire. So now instead of being down like here on this level, it's all the way up pretty much the entire coop. So we've had no escape artists since we've done that, and they seem to be in their happy place and enjoying life outside.
One of these cups are leaking again, guys. What's up with this thing? Come on, Speckles. Well. Come back for more. Come back for more.
I just want to thank everybody who has subscribed to our channel. We are so close to 45,000. We're about less than 100 subscribers away from 45,000. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Help us out. We're so close. Couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you.
Well, guys, I'm sure you guys didn't realize this, but did you know that this is the first concrete slab that we've ever done?
Yeah.
Like ever.
Yeah.
In my life.
Yeah.
And it came out pretty good.
It did, yeah.
It's gonna need days to dry and cure, but...
Yep, but it's a start, and it's the first step towards installing our Mr.Cool units.
Yep, and we definitely need to get this done this week so it has time to dry before we move the unit over here and bolt it down and get ready to install the mini split. So,
yeah.
Good job, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very good job. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, me too. It has cooled down a little bit, as you guys can tell. It's a little bit later on in the day. And the concrete's been sitting for a few hours now, and it's actually kind of somewhat drying out. And I had to run out here really quick and put in the year on the concrete before it really dried and couldn't get it done. So it turned out really nice. Well, the dogs seem to be enjoying the new cement pad, right, Maura? As you guys can see, it's dry enough to where it's not even leaving footprints in it with them standing on it, so I'd say it's pretty good. I see the bees are still trying to get inside their wasp nest inside that power panel, so I'm glad that Anthony and me found that before it got something too crazy. Actually, I'm not really sure how big it was because we did not look inside the power panel, so. But I also want to mention, guys, that Anthony went ahead with it being a little bit more cooler and mowed the backyard. Yes, it looks so nice, and every time he mows out here, it just looks more and more like a very green, you know, luscious lawn grass. So I'm glad he did that. I have found Anthony, and I heard he was weed eating around here, but now I see that's not happening. So what happened?
No, I ran out of line.
Aw, of course.
But now I can't get the head off. I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
Oh, no.
It would seem like it's easy. I've done it before, but for some reason I can't get that one off. So I wonder if there was a trick to it.
Well, that's kind of a bummer that happened to the weed eater, but he did get the front of the house done, which it looks very nice out here. So glad he was able to do that. He was over there trying to do around my pear tree, but I guess that's when it ran out of ran out. Well, with that being said that it is later and cooled off now in the day, it is time for me to water the garden as it was very hot today. So my dirt is looking a little dry, so I'm gonna go ahead, do my evening watering now, get that done and over with, and maybe see if I got some harvest going on out here. Every time I come out to the garden, the first place I always go to is my cucumbers. Because just like I said in the last video, guys, I'm not kidding, I probably pick, I don't know, maybe 8 cucumbers or so a day. But I did come through this morning and pick some of them, so I'm sure there wasn't too many that have grown since, but I really have to dig for them, and sometimes I miss some and then they get really big. I have found one that has gone on too long that I've missed picking, which I don't know how I missed this one. It's right on the edge, but they're very camouflageable. And when you start picking them, they all kind of like start blending in together, so there's a few that you miss. Well, I got a pretty good amount of cucumbers, and I have a whole bunch more inside the refrigerator, so I need to get on to making some more of my pickles. But I want to show you guys a couple things that are new and growing in the garden right now. As you guys can tell, maybe, I have got acorn squash growing. There's 2 of them right now, and actually I have one that is a very decent size, and when I first seen those growing, it just made me so excited, and I just cannot wait to eat my acorn squash with my butter and my brown sugar in there. It's gonna be so delicious. So a little update on my eggplant. I've been using my dish soap bug spray, and it's been working very well. The bugs seem to have gone away, and my leaves aren't getting eaten as much. There is still a little bit of bugs, so I'm still going to continue to treat it until they're completely gone, but it is definitely an improvement compared to where it was before. Also, if you guys notice, I'm growing a little tiny eggplant on it, and that's really exciting too. Can't wait to have some Parmesan fried eggplant Parmesan. It's gonna be very tasty. Anthony just called me out of the garden to show me something cool. He said, "You want to see something cool?" And I said, "Sure." So let's go see what he's got. I'm a little scared.
No, it's just small.
Oh.
Thought we were done messing with those.
So it's a scorpion. Where'd you find that at?
Under that wood right there. I was gonna move that wood.
Oh no.
And it's all,
Oh man.
Chickens eat scorpions, right?
I think so. Well, who do you think's gonna get it?
I don't know. But it can't sting nobody anymore.
No. Right on, baby. Uh-oh.
Got away.
It fell.
There it is. You ain't got no more stinger though. You guys must think I'm crazy. You should see the size of these suckers in Arizona and Nevada. This is a infant compared to the ones over there.
I have a confession to make. I don't think I've ever seen a scorpion in person. I don't think I've ever seen one in Vegas. I've never seen one here until now. I can't recall a time I've ever seen one in Vegas, so maybe this is my first scorpion experience. And it wasn't even me that found it. I'm glad he found it and took care of it before like either one of us, Wyatt or myself or even Anthony, got stung. That was a crazy find, but back to the garden. As you guys can see, I am actually getting cantaloupe now. I have actually like 5 or 6 watermelons in here that are growing that are actually decent sized, but my cantaloupe was what I was really been waiting for and looking forward to have growing, and they're finally showing up. So that made me so happy to see that. The biggest change in the garden that I'm actually probably the most excited about is my broccoli finally sprouted its crown. It's very tiny, but it's growing, and eventually it'll get really big and the rest of them will start popping up. And nothing yet on my cauliflower, but that's okay. I know that's coming soon. Enough chit chat in the garden. It's time to get to watering.
Alright guys, well it is the next day, letting that slab cure a little bit. Roxane's garden is doing fantastic, and I got Mr. Wyatt out here. He's going to be finishing his chores real quick before he's going to town today.
Yeah.
Alright, so what do you usually do when you do your morning rabbit chores?
I usually check their water every morning.
Yeah.
They have enough for...
They have enough?
For a little bit, until I get back.
Okay, yeah, they got more than half.
Yeah. And I usually just give them some food first, and then I'll go...
Oh, you already fed him. You're quick.
I know.
I didn't even realize you fed him already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
I'm listening.
Then I usually go to the front and go pick some ragweed.
Some ragweed?
Yeah.
Well, I did cut down most of the clover yesterday, huh?
Yeah.
Well, there's some clover over here probably so you can grab, or some ragweed. I cut a lot of that ragweed down too, bud. That is one of the beauties about having so much clover and stuff out here, guys, is that it is free rabbit food, and they love it. But yesterday I took the lawnmower and I mowed a lot of it down though, so now we got to look for free rabbit food around here. Here's some ragweed, Wyatt.
Yeah.
Right there.
A lot of it.
Yep, once we give the rabbits one big giant piece each. There we go.
Sounds hard.
Here, I'll hold that one. That's a good one. 2 more.
This one.
That's a good one.
Smacking all the dirt.
Alright, and then 1 more for Roger. Or somebody. But this one right here. Right there.
This one's bigger.
That one's bigger.
Look.
Alright. Pull the dirt off here. It's a good one.
I usually just hold them all ago.
Get all the dirt off. These ones got the dirt off already.
I know, because I smacked them.
Here you go, bud.
Still a lot of dirt. Look. It's like a multi-vine. Again.
They love this stuff too.
Yeah. With some ragweed. I'm just trying to pick it on a good piece.
They love it.
Good money. Just didn't eat all the ragweed I got her yesterday.
I usually put it by their face so they see it. But right, yeah. Look, they love that ragweed. What was that?
The biggest ragweed goes to Roger.
Oh, Roger. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
Roger Rabbit.
Dun, dun, dun.
There you go, Roger.
Dun.
You should be good now, bro. You should be good now, Roger.
That was the biggest piece. Oh yeah.
Scratching between the ears, his rabbit scratches, ear scratch.
They like that.
Yeah. Let's not cover their food though.
It's hard.
I know.
It's such a big one.
There we go. They like the food pellets first, but then they munch on that ragweed. Good job on the chores. When you get back, you can grab the eggs and all that stuff too, unless you want to grab them now.
We should wait because they might, because a little bit later they'll have more eggs.
Okay.
But we're done.